What's the deal? It's your girl Krush back with another episode of Podcast Krush. Real people, real topics, real talk. Today, I got one of my homeboys, one of my dogs, one of my mentors, one of the people that I came in the game with, the DJ. What?
What up? What up? What up? What up? No.
Like you are like one of the people that I really came in the game with when I was rapping heavy. You really supported me, you really pushed me, and we still friends to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Still talk on a regular basis.
As always.
So, how long have you been a DJ? Tell the people a little bit about you.
I've been DJing since the late 90s. Well, no, let me take that back to late 80s, going into the 90s. When the loop music was popular, that Pop That Gucci and all that other stuff, Freaknik, all that. That's when I became real good at DJing. You know, back in the day when I was like a young pup, you know, you had parents giving you allowance. Everybody took their money and bought candy and all that. I bought records with my money. Let me keep it 1,000 with y'all. I bought records. So, I mean, it went from records to just DJing to doing what I'm doing now.
Doing a night shift radio, doing a radio show.
Yeah, doing a night shift radio show. Also developed another show called Late Night Love with Tyvion.
Okay. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into your radio shows. Hold on. Just slow it down. Right. So what was it that made you want to get into DJing? Was it the music or was it just a passion?
It's both. It was both. The music and the passion.
Okay.
See, to be honest with you, when it came to the music side, again, it goes back to all the Luke stuff. I was all into that. I was into the hip hop back in the day, you know, house music. I was all different type of genre of music. I was into it.
So basically, it was like you was into the music. You felt the music. The music, you and the music was like one. You and the music was like in a union.
Exactly.
Like you was married to the music in some way.
I love music. I love music so much that people used to call me a record freak. So I mean, I was used to it.
So would you say what made you? Was it the era that you was in, or was it the lifestyle? What was it that made you want to be a DJ?
The lifestyle, for one, that was the most important, and making a name for myself. And it took me a long time to find out a good name for myself when I was a DJ, because no one was. I mean, they listened to me, but I didn't have a name. I mean, one day I came up with a name. I used to go by this name, Shango, and I come to find out it meant African demon, so I kind of left that alone. I still was trying to make a name for myself afterwards. Went up to Kendrick's Records. Shout out to Clarence Kendrick Jr. He called me up one day. He was like, yo, won't you bring your turntables on up to Kendrick's Records, bro? You know, we got Ice Cube, Sir Jinx, and Yo-Yo coming through. I'll pull up, go up in there, and I do my thing. I'm mixing that Bonnie and Clyde that he gave me. So Jinx and Cube walk in. This is a true story. Jinx and Cube walked in, and they was like, damn, you cold as fuck, bro. I'm like, yeah, thank you. He's like, you got a DJ name? I said, no, I really don't. So Jinx was like, damn, that nigga bad. So Cube was like, hell yeah, that nigga is bad. He said, you know what? That's your DJ name, DJ that nigga. I took it and I ran with it, and it made a big name for myself throughout Detroit.
Okay. So it's safe to say that you know a lot of people in the industry. You've met a lot of people. You've been all around. You've been in Atlanta, from Atlanta to Detroit, all type of plugs, all type of different people. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I met up with a lot of people. For some people who don't know, me and Trick is cousins, along with Kamal Hassan. That's my cousin as well. They're brothers. I have actually worked with some people on some of their stuff. Just putting little scratches and stuff down. I work with Boss. I also worked with
Shout out to Boss.
Huh?
I said shout out to Boss.
Yeah, big shout out to Boss and LaRocco T. I've worked with them. I have worked with another rap group called BMW Rappers from back in the day. It's a lot of people I worked with. Some that wasn't big but on their way being big, and then some that were big.
Right.
That was just in Detroit alone. So there's
a whole different
vibe in the A. I work with people under BMF YBM camp. Still to this day, I worked with Shorty Low before he passed away. Did a little something with him. I was actually
Shorty Low.
Yeah, rest in peace to him. I was actually there with him when he did this song called Exotic at Rick Ross's studio.
Yeah.
And this one Rick Ross bought. Rick Ross had I'm trying to make sure I got it right. Holyfield's old house. He bought Holyfield's house.
Yeah.
It's a studio. It was a studio in there, and it was me, Shorty Low, Mook B. We all sitting down, and he putting the song together. So, he wanted some scratches on that. I said, well, I can scratch that. The turntables there. Did a little scratching on there for Shorty Low. Boosie heard it. He was there. Boosie wanted to get on it. Then once it was almost finished, Rick Ross was like, fuck it. He wanted to get on it too, but I didn't get a chance to actually meet him. I heard him saying he wanted to get on it. I just met with Shorty Low and Boosie and, Mook B. As as everybody knows, Mook B and Shorty Low are all part of that group, D4L.
Right.
Right. So
that's right.
So yeah, I work with some people out there in Atlanta, man. Worked with a lot of people.
So let's talk about the mixtape years. Do you feel like the mixtape years was like the golden years? Like, I wish we could bring back the mixtape era. The mixtape era was one for the books, because I feel like that's how my name got out there, and I was getting known in a lot of states around America because of the mixtapes. I was just hopping on everybody mixtape, and people was hearing my singles, and people was hearing me and was fucking with me, and that's how I got some of the plugs that I got. What do you think about now versus then? Like, do you feel like we should bring a little bit of that mixtape era back, or do you miss it at all?
I mean, from my point of view, I really think the comparison between the two is that they're absolutely different, because back in that day, like I said, 80s and 90s, DJs like myself, DJ OC, Gary Chandler, all the well-known DJs that's out there in the streets that you hear either on radio or in the streets, we will actually make mixtapes, which was consist of us getting on two turntables, mixing and scratching techno, house, rap, whatever. And it was like three different types of tapes and three different prices at that time. Like if you wanted a 30-minute tape, yeah, that was $5. If you wanted a 60-minute tape, that was like $10. 90-minute would have been $20. 120 would have been $25.
Mm-hmm.
That back then, that was a mixtape. Now, what they doing today, I really don't consider them mixtapes, because if it's just one artist and all their body of work, no, that's not a mixtape. A mixtape consists of various artists.
Exactly.
That's what it consists of. If it's T.I. putting out Fuck the World mixtape and he got volume 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's just him, that's not a mixtape. To me, it's not. That's a full-length CD to me.
Yeah, I agree. You and DJ Reginald really put me on the map with the mixtape game.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all really put me on the map with the mixtape game. I feel like I became as known as I was, and because of the mixtape world. I really was making waves in the mixtape.
Well,
For
I'm
real.
I'm gonna be real with you. The first day I met you and you sent me your heat, it was automatic. It was automatic magic right there. You know, between me and my sister Diamond P. Big shout out to her.
Shout out
She
Diamond
she
P.
yeah she got a very good ear for artists, and you was one of them that caught her attention. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, "Yeah, hey, look, we need to, you know, blow this song up. You know, that doobie was that make love to my mind or something like that.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
still one of my favorite songs to this day. I might
we was
just
blowing that
repost
up.
that just because today.
Right. We was blowing that up. And I was like, okay. And then you sent me some more stuff. And then on top of that, you even looked out for the homie Winston Jones and did you put a verse in on the Russell Simmons joint.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
sure
yeah.
did. Yeah, me and Winter Jones did some work together.
hmm
Yeah.
So yeah. The mixtape game, like I said, it's not the same as it was back then.
It's not. It's not. Now they calling single projects mixtapes, and that's not how it is. That's not how it go.
Right,
Cause I
exactly.
even dropped a mixtape, and I called it a mixtape, but it was me just rapping on different beats. But
No,
I'm
yeah,
talking about the
that's considered a
mixtapes.
mixtape. Yeah.
But I'm talking about like the mixtapes from DJs, where you guys used to put all the different artists together on a project, and it used to be
Yeah.
fire.
Right. What I'm doing right now with the YBM mixtapes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely doing that with the YBM mixtapes. And I don't keep it one artist. I don't. The closest I got to keeping it one artist was the Winston Jones and King J mixtape. That was the only time I kept it like that. But other than that, I only show love for independent artists, and I put them on. If your shit is hot, you make it to the top of the list. If it's not so hot, I'm gonna still show you some love. You might be number 21, but you on the mixtape.
So tell me, what you think about the current state of hip hop?
As far as the music is concerned, y'all already know what I'm about to say about that. I'm really not into. I'm not into too much of that new stuff. I'm really not. I don't. I'm gonna be real with you though. I do like the progress that I'm seeing within the with the hometown rappers. You know what I'm saying? I,
Yeah.
I like I'm definitely seeing the progress in them. Icewear Vezo, Cash Dow, my cousin. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Vezo, because Vezo is stepping out of his realm and he's showing love for artists outside of Detroit, like the homie out of Flint. What's the boy name? Rio, but he's locked
Yeah.
up. He
Yeah.
showed love for him, and now he's showing love for cats like Babyface E. Shout out to him and Crispy Life Kid and Louis Ray, Babyface Ray. Yeah, all them cats from out
Yeah.
of Flint. Yeah, Vezo and PZ is showing these people love now. So
Yeah.
I will rock with them. But as far as that Sexy Red and I don't know who the little albino chick is with the blonde hair or whatever. Glorilla. I can't rock with them, man, because they're not talking
Albino. You
about
talking about
anything.
Ice Spice?
Yeah, Ice Spice. Yeah, I can't rock with them because another reason why I say I can't rock with them because the hip hop when I was coming up told stories.
Yeah.
It told stories. They're not telling stories no more. They're not. It's everything is drugs, sex, money. Women
Flash.
don't male bashing. Women don't need a man for jack, and
But
I
the
just
men
can't
do
get
the
into it.
same thing. The men, all women
True,
is
they
bitches and
do.
hoes.
Yes, the men do the same thing, but at the same time, they need to rethink the music that they putting out. They really need to rethink the music they putting out. Start
I
telling stories.
agree.
Like I told people, it's gonna go back. Hip hop is coming back, and it's coming back to when they start telling stories again. It's coming back.
So recently, Joe Budden on his podcast said that he feel like the female rap era is coming to an end. Uh, Joe Budden is saying that it's going to be it's not going to be a thing as planning these females in the industry and putting them on as easy as it has been, I want to say, in the last 6-7 years. He said that he believed that the female rap era is going to die out soon. How do you feel about that?
I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it because we still have today. We still have real true female lyricists. We got Rhapsody, Remy Ma. She's still doing her thing.
Man, Remy is a beast, man.
Yes,
I
she is.
love to hear Remy rap, man. That lady can rap.
Quiet as this
that
cat.
lady is a beast.
Yes, she is. Quiet as this cat. Even though I don't feel I'm really not feeling her. And need I say her name? Megan Thee Stallion. She's lyrically, she got them lyrics too. You know what I'm saying?
You don't like Megan?
Yeah, Megan.
Hey, look, this a hottie show. So don't come up here with that Megan bashing.
No, I'm not bashing Megan. I'm just saying she got the lyrics. It's just myself, I just can't get in. Let me put it in a different way. I can respect Megan more with her lyrics if she wouldn't dress so provocative.
Okay.
Well, I know a lot of people say, well, sex sell and all that. Yeah, it do, but I want to hear you. Get fully clothed and let me hear what you about.
She have done that, though. She have. What about Cardi B? Okay, so on her latest Instagram live, she pulled her breasts out. She had the little tape piece on her boob, on her nipples, and she pulled her breasts out, and and people would say it was a little inappropriate, but it was after midnight. It was close to midnight. So, I mean, what do you think? Do you think that is not necessary, or it may be a little bit over the top?
I'm gonna put it like this. She is a little over the top, but it's funny that you mentioned Cardi B because I met her, and this was before she got big. She was doing the Mahogany intimacy box show. She came and did an interview on there, and they asked her to go ahead and freestyle. So I put a beat on. I put that woke beat on for Black Rob. When I tell you,
Black Rob.
Yeah, when I tell you that girl spit, she spit. I don't know what this is she doing today, but what I heard was like some Little Kim stuff.
Yeah.
She actually put the bars down. She was snapping. I'm like, where's this at now?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really feel like
the bars. She's just on the other end of the spectrum. It's that hungry spectrum, and then it's that I made it spectrum. And she's over here now on that I made it spectrum. So the hunger is not where it once was, and she's not gonna, perform and rap on that same level as when she was hungry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people, like, once artists get to a certain level, we expect them to stay the same, but they're evolving. You know what I'm saying? What advice would you have for the younger DJs that's coming into the game, that's entering the game, and they might not be able to find themselves or exactly where they want to fit in that market? What would you have for them? What advice
Build
would you
your
have
own
for them?
platform. Build your own platform, because nowadays everybody, I'm only speaking on true DJs. I'm not speaking on button pushers who take PlayStation to the clubs. I'm talking about real DJs who use real equipment. Build a platform for yourself.
Yeah.
Definitely build a platform for yourself. Build you a following. I don't care. Like with me, I had to go and make friends with everybody that I could possibly can on social media. If they didn't know me or not, I friended them, and then I let them know in their messenger, once they accept me as a friend, hey, I'm such person, I do this, and I'm trying to build some friends up who listen to this. And you take it from there. Whether it's social media, whether it's TikTok, whatever. Build you a following. Because Right, because nowadays, even for the PlayStation DJs, and I call them PlayStation DJs because they ain't never touched a turntable a day in their life. They using those boards.
He said
Um,
PlayStation.
yeah, I call them PlayStation DJs. Even if you doing that and you build you a following and you go do these clubs, that's the first thing they gonna look at. They want to know, they want to see your Facebook page, they want to see your social media page, they want to see your Instagram. They want to see if you can bring people up in there. And when they start doing that, this is just business. Don't fuck around and let them give you what you want. Cause I tell anybody in a minute, if I bring my peoples up in here and I pack your place up, I can either get a portion of that door or get a portion of that bar. Either way. I'm not taking what you offer me because these is my people. You're not gonna take my people and use me and then let me go and then, hey, we got your people. That's not how it works. So build you a true following. Make sure all your followers will stay true to you. Every now and then, if you have to, go live and DJ and let your followers see you on social media.
Exactly. So you basically saying build your fan base, interact with your fan base, and name your price. Don't let people give you what they want to give you.
Right, because the clubs now, these clubs, whether you in Detroit, Atlanta, it don't matter. These club owners feel like you have to bring the crowd up in their establishment. No, we are outside contractors. We don't.
Right. This is your establishment. That's what I
W-2.
hated about doing shows when they feel like I'm supposed to fill their venue up with people because I'm performing there. And it's like I'm a indie artist. You feel me? And yeah, I could bring in a small crowd, but you expected me to fill 20 seats in here. Where's your crowd? This is your bar. You don't have nobody coming in?
Exactly. I mean, I even explained that to an owner of a club in Atlanta one day. I told him, like, you sit up here and you got all of your barmaids and waitresses in bikinis washing cars.
Yeah.
Use that same energy to send them on out here with flyers and tell them, come to this spot and party with us. It's not the DJ's job to do that. It's not. We coming in there and you offering us this, and we supposed to play for 5-6 hours. No, that's not how that works. We are on contractors. And then, like I said,
I could understand why they want some of the artists to bring in a crowd, but at the same time, it's like you can't expect a artist that's not as known to bring in a sexy red crowd. Like, come on now, like let's be for real.
It's funny you mentioned that because it was this one woman in Atlanta. Her name was Tuffy. Big shout out to her. She was promoting some open mics down there in Atlanta. And she would literally sit here and tell the artist, you have to bring your own people. My question to her was, why, when it's your event, you need to bring the people in there yourself? It's not on these artists. These artists is doing enough as is.
If they selling tickets, like what more do you want from them? I don't understand it. And that was half of my gripe with doing shows and like, look, I'm not about to no.
The promoters wants to eat off the DJ. The promoters want to eat off the artist. And while we on this topic about artists, I used to catch a lot of slack with DJs in Atlanta because it was a lot of DJs out there in Atlanta who felt like the independent artists need to like pay them to play their music. And I never told nobody this story, but I'm gonna let you get it first. You're gonna be the first one to hear this. Doughboys Cash Out. Payroll. It was Payroll Keys and the dark-skinned one. I think his name was Dre. I don't know the dark-skinned one name. They was at Magic City, and this was before they showed up. I had went up there with Mook, because the owner of Magic City is Mook's uncle. And I asked the DJ, I say, you ever heard of Doughboy Cash Out? So he was like, no, I'm not familiar with these cats. I'm like, all right, check this out. This their new single. And this is the single this was their first industry single that they released with Jeezy. Woke Up. So I'm like, won't you go ahead and pop this on, play it, you know what I'm saying? See what you think about it. So he puts it on his headphones, he listened to it. He like, it's all right, man, but I mean, if you campaigning for them brothers, bro, I gotta get at least about 10 bands and I can put it on rotation. Right. No, I'm dead ass. This is how these DJs got down in Atlanta. So the dude didn't know that right after I shook my head and walked away, I saw Payroll and Keys. And I'm like, what's up? Because my brother used to do security for them before he passed away. So I'm sitting there chopping it up with them. I'm like, hey, I just gave dude your song. He talking about 10 bands. So they went and got Jeezy. Yeah. Jeezy came in there. Dude played that motherfucking song with no problem.
Wow.
No problem. And I'm like,
that's a damn shame.
Right.
Shout out Doughboy Cash Out too. That's crazy. I'm like, that is crazy.
Right. You'll show love to the industry artists, but you won't show love to the independent artists. And that's when I started thinking. I said, you know what? Let me put these mixtapes together. You know, again, shout out to Winston Jones. It was his idea for me to do this. So I'm like, let me put together these mixtapes for the independent artists. And that's when I started doing radio, whether it was with Miss Deb at B100, was with Mook or Katrina. I always showed love for the independent artists. I didn't charge you one slug. While other radio shows was charging these artists, I didn't. Everybody got their spins off of me. Everybody, you included, everybody got their spins off of me. I didn't charge nobody jack.
You looked out for us. You always looked out for us. Now, speaking of the night shift radio, which is crazy that the DJs will want to exploit the independent artists like that and try to charge them that much money, knowing how hard it is and that it's already expensive to get into the game. Like, this is part of the reason why it's so hard for the artists to get seen nowadays, you know? But speaking...
Not to mention...
Look at that cat.
I see. Not to mention, it was a couple of DJs in Atlanta that got killed behind that, charging people all that money, and then them songs didn't get played. Them artists sent them goons on them. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You shouldn't do that to people like that. You wouldn't do that to T.I. You wouldn't do that to 21 Savage. You're not gonna do that to Vezzo. Why do it to the next man coming up?
Exactly. And that's exactly where we at with that. Now, since we run out of time before we go, I want you to give us a little rundown of Night Shift Radio, what it is, where it originated from, and where people can find it before we get out of here.
All right. Well, the Night Shift Radio show started back, I want to say, it started back in 2016. It happened 3 days after the passing of Prince. And I decided to put the group page together. I got some help from some people out of Minneapolis who knew Prince personally. They helped me build the group page up. They got the people. We went on ahead and started the radio show. First night, we just did a whole tribute to Prince for like 3 nights. When I first did it, it was at B100 with Miss Deb. Big shout out to her again. She was overblown. And from there, it just went on. But after a while, I had to, break away from playing so much Prince and just, turn the Night Shift Radio show into an old school radio show. Right after that, like right now, I got that. And again, I developed another show called Late Night Love with Tyvion. It's a old school slow jam show. And then I got the 4-1 radio show that I'm working on right now, that consists of the new music, which I got a couple of young cats that's going to host that show.
Okay.
So
but that be featuring indie artists as well?
Independent artists. It's gonna be more independent than you're gonna hear industry artists.
Okay.
Because again, it's really not meant for the industry artists, but we gotta add something in there to keep the flow of a 4-hour time spot on there.
Yeah, yeah. So where can everybody find you at? Where can people look for these shows at? Tell them where to find you.
You can look for all 3 of these shows. Well, actually, you can look for the first 2 shows on Real Music Radio. That's on Live 365.
And that's Night Shift Radio and Real Love, or
you can get both shows. Both shows, Night Shift Radio show come on at 6 p.m. and to 10 p.m. Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Late Night Love with Tyvion comes on from 10 o'clock to 12 midnight. It follows my show. Both shows Saturday and Sunday. It's on Real Music Radio. Just go to Real Music
Radio, y'all. Go get that app.
And also the 4-1 radio show. Now that will be broadcasted over B100. That's under Miss Deb. So that show will actually be starting in May.
Okay. I gotta make sure I get some music on that. Together.
Get all your music together. And a big shout out to your man.
Any of the indie artists watching this interview, make sure y'all get with him. What's your email, bro?
If you got independent music that you want played, or you want independent music on the next YBM mixtape, which I think the next one I'm working on is volume 7 is the next one I'm working on. So if you want to send me your music for your mix to be on the next mixtape, you send it to the Night Shift Radio Show 1@gmail.com. That's the Night Shift Radio Show, the number 1, not ONE, the number 1@gmail.com.
Nice, and I will tag that in the description below so you guys can find them. Big bro, thank you so much for coming on. I really enjoyed this conversation. It's always a pleasure speaking with you and chopping it up with you. You very knowledgeable in these areas and in these arenas. You know a lot of this stuff.
Also, I want to send a shout out to your man's too, Cool Breeze though. That's the homie right there. I like doing. Cool. Got to send a big shout out to him too. He's actually going to be working on. He's actually going to be working on the commercials for all 3 shows for me.
Oh wow, dope! Shout out Cool Breeze. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my doggy dog. Say no. All right, yeah. So yeah, y'all. Thanks for coming by today. Messing with me and the DJ. One of my closest friends in the industry. He's very knowledgeable. You know, you talk about if y'all want to get on the mixtape, make sure y'all hit him up. Night Shift Radio 1@gmail.com. And until next time, peace. Make sure y'all subscribe and like the video.